Hello and howdy, everyone. It's me, Jonas Campbell. I'm here by myself, and I'm just calling out to the universe. Is there a worthy co-host out there that I could enjoy their company and their conversation as I say we, presumably someone will be here to join me as I do this show, Extra Magic with Jonas, and he's ready, Marv.
I'm here. Sorry, that was right down to the wire.
No, that's all right. That's all right, man. No problem. Jonas wasn't really alone. Not in spirit.
No, never in spirit.
Wait, here we go. On your left. Actually, I think because it's Jonas and Marv, we'll do the J.
Yeah, no, I think this is the better way to do it.
Yeah. Let's see here. What do we have here? Oh, we got a Marvine. Yes, I do believe that Mr. WDW Pro often calls him Marvine Montanaro.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure he does.
He likes to mispronounce words on purpose just to see how the internet reacts.
Well, I think he's trying to recreate the English language.
Yep, one Polish word at a time.
Instead of Polish, he speaks Prolish.
Yeah.
I'm moving a little slow. I was out late last night, Jonas. I went to after Walt Disney World after hours last night. With a bunch of other YouTubers, and we went to Epcot last night and enjoyed the festivities after the hours of the park.
After the hours of the park, meaning what, 6 p.m. or?
No, it closed around. So fireworks were at 9, and I think they were kicking people out after that. So we got on like every ride. Like, so the Epcot one. So I did both the Magic Kingdom and the Epcot one this week, which was a lot of money. But the Magic Kingdom one was apparently sold out. So I mean, like they purposely undersell this event because the point of it is that you can get on all the rides very quickly.
Right.
So I mean, we rode a lot on Monday, but the Epcot one was like, I mean, we rode everything. Like, I think everything in the park except for Mission Space.
Yeah, I would imagine it's pretty easy to miss Mission Space there at Epcot.
Yeah. I mean, it was 30 minutes for Guardians, I think, was the longest line. We got on Ratatouille in 15 minutes.
How was Ratatouille in 2D?
Different. Nowhere near as good, I think.
Oh, really?
I think it misses something without the 3D.
Okay.
That was very hit or miss 3D. But I have to say, Frozen, what an upgrade. What an upgrade those new animatronics are, Jonas.
Is it just the new animatronics on Frozen Ever After, or is it the ride? Did they also make changes to the ride itself?
Nothing about like the ride or the ride story has been changed. It's really just the animatronics, just the human animatronics, because you've got Anna, Elsa, and Kristoff are swapped out, but Olaf and Sven are the same, and the rock trolls still have the animated faces, the projection faces. But Nathan, you're not weird, man. That's just what you like.
Yep. I was actually going to ask the question, does anyone like Mission Space? I am not of the medical makeup of people who would enjoy Mission Space.
No. I did Mission Space Orange one time. I think I like blacked out in the middle of it.
Wow.
And I got off the ride and sat down on a bench and closed my eyes, and when I opened them again, I was home in bed. I don't remember how I got there.
Okay.
But I know I must have.
I feel like for Mission Space Orange, they should keep it more space theme and call it Mission Space Tang.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, Tang. I never again. That is one ride. Like, I know we give them a lot of guff where it's like, oh well, they're tearing down classic rides and replacing them with IP. Blah blah blah. But I'm like, do it for that ride. You can do it for that ride.
Yeah.
It's a huge footprint. Like, it's a huge footprint in the park that just kind of nobody goes anywhere near. I have not even heard of anyone going to this ride in years.
No, I've never heard of anyone saying, yeah, I went on Mission Space today. And it was, first of all, I don't hear a lot of positive stuff about it. It's an intense ride. It is probably the ultimate form of the centrifuge ride that you could ever have. So I had a question for you, Marv.
Sure.
I know you're a married man. I'm a married man. Have you ever met anyone who was going to propose and was not sure of whether or not their lady was going to say yes?
You know, I mean, I'm assuming that happens occasionally. Like, there's always that little bit of like fear, but like,
Mhm.
I figure if you're gonna propose, you should probably be at least 90% sure this is gonna go your way, right?
Yeah, yeah. I think there are some people also that I've seen that when they start to get in that area, there's a fella that I heard of. I didn't like him. He's no longer in my circles. That he tries to up the pressure to try to get his way. So
Mhm.
he was the kind of guy that he would reveal unfortunate news and things like that in public settings, so that it would minimize the chance of a negative reaction. Not
That
a great
is
guy.
not yeah, that
Yeah,
is a
yeah, I don't like that
really
guy very
wild
much. Well, I
mm,
think Disney might have set up the perfect scenario for a fellow like that. A whole
okay.
new world of opportunities here with Disney fairy tale wedding and honeymoons. Here is a fella, as you can see, he's this is the staged one. As you can see, it is on a stage
Yeah,
in
is that the
front of a
Aladdin
theater.
stage on Broadway?
It is the Aladdin stage. You see that? There's a magic carpet down there. There's a fella. He's got the ring. There's a fetching young lass there. So the product that they're offering here is let your love take center stage. And what better stage than the magical world of Aladdin on Broadway? Experience the magic of a whole new world with a proposal package like no other. Go to the New Amsterdam Theater, and they have a Broadway engagement package that includes premium tickets for two, a backstage tour, professional photography, snacks, a personalized
Ooh.
marquee, and you get to propose on stage.
So this is not like in front of the audience, right?
It's during they're selling tickets to the performance, so
Oh,
I'm wondering, are they doing that?
or
Also, it's
is it like
easily
afterward?
$2,500 minimum.
Oh, gotta be, yeah. But like, all right, so let me tell you something. My wife um would have never stood for any kind of public proposal.
Mhm, mhm.
She would have been mortified, she would have run away.
Uh, I
Um,
I I can see that. I
like
think there are many women who also do want the big public proposal, but also it's an emotional time. So maybe they
well,
don't wanna do that in
so
front
I
of
mean,
a
like if
theater
I
full of people.
like if I had tried to propose to her in like the middle of the Magic Kingdom, like so many people do, I feel like
Mhm.
that would not have gone over well. So what I did was I was gonna propose to her on the beach at the Polynesian. And so we get to the Polynesian and I get on to the and I'm like, "Oh, look at the beach here." And I go on the sand and I'm like looking out over the water where the castle is and there's no one around. I'm like, "This is perfect." I'm like, "Hey, come here on the beach with me." And she goes, "No." And I said, "Why not?" She's like, "I'll get my shoes like I don't want sand in my shoes." I'm like, "Can you just come on the beach with me?" And she was like, "No." And like she was like indignantly like against it.
Yeah, I that's funny. I've seen videos on the I think it turned out in the end, right?
Well, no, so no, she never got on that beach. So I couldn't get her on the beach. And finally, I look over and I see the wedding pavilion is right there, and the gates are open because they're doing an open house that day. So I'm like, "Hey, let's go look at the wedding pavilion." So we go in the
There
wedding
you go.
pavilion, and then we go out on the boat dock right there by the wedding pavilion. Nobody around. I did it there.
And then she said yes?
And then she said yes, yeah.
Okay.
So
I was
so we walk into the wedding pavilion because they're doing the open house. We're like, "Wait, might as well look, right?" And so we say to the woman, I'm like, "Oh yeah, we just got engaged." And she's like, "Oh, great." Like, because everyone that walks in there just got engaged. So she thought we
right.
just meant in general. And so as we're leaving, she goes, "Wait, do you mean now?" And I said, "Yeah, like right outside, right there on the dock." And she was like, "Oh my gosh!" And so she went and she got us the just engaged buttons, which like you actually like can't get in the parks anymore.
Oh, that's amazing.
So she gave those. She's like, "We only have them here," and I was just like, "Oh, okay, cool." Like, so I've got it's actually up on my my shelf of things in my office is our just
Oh,
engaged.
that's awesome. That's great.
But yeah, I mean, like Disney proposals can be fun. It's just yeah, like could you imagine like proposing here like with this in front of a crowd and her saying no or like we really need to talk about this or like
Or just imagine if someone was, going with the Tourette Society to visit Aladdin on Broadway, and
mhm.
There you go.
I have
You
a
could
feeling
have
at
a
that
tragic
point you would have
moment.
known already because they would.
Yeah, you probably would if it was at the end of a performance. But $2,500 starting from for this, also with the snacks and the photography. Gonna point out, Disney parks, generally speaking, don't want to participate in your proposal. That's been a long-standing thing here. You can't have the characters help
Except
you
for
with
that
a
one
proposal.
guy. Do you remember that one guy who did like a whole musical performance on Main Street and like Disney was like totally like in on it and like worked with him and stuff like that?
I had no idea. It
Oh,
sounds
it
a
was
bit
years
hypocritical of
ago. He
them.
did like a whole musical performance in the middle of Main Street in Disneyland. So I was just like, typically, Disney does not get involved in these things, especially in the parks. But so
But
this
if
is
you got
only
the
on
money.
Broadway that they're offering this?
Yes. Well, for now, at least. I haven't refreshed the engagements page since this story came up. But if you are the kind of person that really needs an audience for your big events, or if you just feel like getting some attention and not letting everyone know that it's staged, hey, here is your opportunity.
I feel like
do it for the gram.
I feel like it's so much better when it's like a private thing.
Me too. Me too.
Because like you also never know who's going to be around you. Like there might be some agent of chaos out there that's just going to scream, "Don't do it," or like something like that because they think they're being cute. Like I've seen that happen before at like Disney engagements and stuff like that.
I was in a play in which someone encouraged the main character not to fall for it from the audience, and I almost I was involved in that production, and I almost went to go help that man understand why you don't talk during a performance one time.
Yeah. The but so what I ended up doing was I showed her a video on my phone, and it was the guy who played Perd Hapley from Parks and Recreation.
Yes,
I
yes.
told you this story, right? Yeah, I got a
Uh-huh.
cameo from him, and he did it like a "You heard with Perd," and he like says her name, and she's like, "What?" And we played like the "You heard with Perd" theme and all like that, and he was like, "Marvin has something very important to ask you, and what he has to ask you is this." And
That's awesome.
yeah, he was phenomenal. I think it was like $35 or something like that for the cameo. It was so well worth it. And he got it to me like that, like right away.
That's so cool. I also appreciate that that guy went from the guy who always plays the news reporter to being Pert Hapley.
Yes.
So.
Well, yeah, he was a news reporter, and so like there have been so many things where we've like been watching, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's Perd. Like Perd is the news reporter for this place. Like eventually, I guess he just moved to Pawnee and lost his mind.
It's perfect. Hey, I've waited too long to put this up here. Snarky D gifted 10 WDW Pro memberships. That is
that Park Place memberships, not WDW Pro memberships.
Oh, what did I just say? What did I just say? Forgive me. I didn't mean to insult you there, Snarky.
You're off your game today.
You gifted 10 that Park Place memberships, and that is to be celebrated.
Every time a membership is gifted, a content creator gets his wings.
Was that gendered language?
We're not at Magic Kingdom, Dad.
Thank you very much, Snarky D. I cannot believe I took that long to get that up on screen. You know what else I can't wait to get up on screen?
It's the Mario movie.
It is the Mario movie. Look at this.
I'm so excited.
You know how Hoppers made like 40, I think it's actually 43 million. So I don't think it even
made $43 million, and the Hollywood Trades threw a ticker tape parade for them.
Exactly. And I don't think it even beat Coco. By the way, Marvin's working on a story for the websites talking about how they keep lowering the box office amount for Superman's James Gunn. And here we are with the Super Mario Galaxy movie. Box office tracking points to a massive $160 million opening.
And that the trades believe is a conservative estimate.
That's amazing. Early projections for the Super Mario Galaxy movie box office, what a mouthful of a title, are already signaling that Nintendo and Illumination may have another monster hit on their hands. According to a new report from Deadline, the Super Mario Galaxy movie is currently tracking toward a 160 million plus 5-day domestic opening when it debuts in theaters on April 1st. That's a Wednesday. Because it's Wednesday. If those numbers hold, the animated sequel would easily become the biggest opening of 2026 so far. And industry observers are already warning that this estimate may actually be conservative. Why is it probably conservative? Because family movies have walk-up traffic. There's going to be a lot of people who just don't follow what comes out, and they're going to see that this movie is out, or they're going to hear, kids are going to hear at school that their friends went to go see the Super Mario Galaxy movie. This is one that I could have taken my kids 3 times and they would have wanted to go for a 4th time.
Yeah.
This is huge. And this is a thing that I no matter how much you try to control a child's media intake levels, Mario is probably in it.
So you know what's interesting about this? It comes out on April 1st.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked March 31st for like previews. So it comes out on a Wednesday.
Right.
There are no Tuesday previews for it, from what I can see.
Right. And I wonder if they're just saying, whatever, we're letting it all go. Like, I think they're actually counting Wednesday as the 5-day opening here. So it's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then they're doing Saturday and Sunday on the weekend here. So for some reason they're doing the 5 day.
Yeah.
Right. Oh yeah. Yeah. I guess Easter is the following.
So I guess it's spring break, because spring break usually for me, at least when I was in school in the Northeast, spring break ended at Easter. So it was like the week leading up to Easter.
Yeah. This, to me, it's going to be huge. I remember on the Disney company earnings call when Bob Iger congratulated Brian Robbins from Comcast on the success of the Super Mario Brothers movie. It's huge. It's a cultural juggernaut, and I think that everybody underestimates just how popular this is.
Well, I mean, they shouldn't underestimate it, because I mean, it's glorious how popular this movie is. It's or how popular this property is. So, I mean, I've been thinking about it too. I've been like, oh, well, what am I going to stream on M4 Empire Gaming coming up? Because we just finished Final Fantasy VII Remake, and we're playing Arkham City and Resident Evil 2, but I like to have a couple games going at the same time. And then I was like, wait a minute, I should just stream Mario Galaxy.
Yeah.
And so that's what we're going to do, probably starting tonight after the Pro Show Mario Kart stream tonight. Or
I'm a little jealous, I'm not gonna lie. It makes me want to go ahead and set up my own gaming channel. I'm gonna keep mentioning that over and over again until I force myself into it. More power to him over there. When Illumination was named as the studio that was going to be getting this, I was very apprehensive. Questions here about whether or not it can beat the first Super Mario Brothers movie. Well, the very first one, yes, absolutely. But the one that starred Chris Pratt, I don't know. I hope it does. But that being said, I think everyone is going to go see this movie. It's clean. The last one, had so many callbacks to everything across the Super Mario Brothers universe. I hate using that word universe because it's so cynical these days, but man.
Yeah, I know. I honestly, I think they're still going to be doing that, because I think there's gonna be a lot of Super Mario 2 and Mario Galaxy, obviously, brought up in this.
Yeah.
We saw like Mauser is in it, and Wart and Birdo. So I'm assuming there's gonna be a lot of Mario 2 elements.
The other thing I want to bring up here is it seems like Brie Larson is in her element with this one.
Dude, I gotta say, man, like whenever she talks about this movie, I'm just like, man, I'm rooting for you. Like you're so like passionate about this, and like, look, she's a good actress and all, but I don't think she's a good enough actress to be able to fake that kind of like sincerity that she's been showing like in every interview. It is the stark polar opposite of those artificial activisty interviews that she was doing for Avengers Endgame.
Yeah, I agree. I put this up on a whim just to go to the subject here, but this is me jokingly saying it seems like Brie Larson is doing the work. But let me play it. Oh.
Being part of a Nintendo Direct, this is a huge moment for me. I watch these. I play all of these games my entire life. Super Mario Galaxy is one of my favorite games, so getting to play Rosalina has been incredibly special. I cannot wait for you to experience this film on the big screen. You are the best fans in the world. I am so grateful for your support, and let's play more games.
I've won this based off of her history. This is completely true. Her talking about this.
I 100% believe her that she's a huge Nintendo fan.
What's funny is in the back row when they're doing the group interviews on all of this, because they did a bunch of press at the same time. You got Jack Black in the back next to Brie Larson, and they're sitting there correcting each other on Super Mario Brothers lore. He called Bowser a lizard, and she said dragon. Yeah, well, yeah, turtle and then dragon. But this is interesting to see her getting away from what the old sentiment was. Well, like we need to hear another white guy's review of a movie. Unfortunately, for the box office, white guys are actually pretty important to the American market. There being a ton of them in the United States, their largest market. So white guys like Mario. Apparently black guys like Mario, and white women like
Everyone
Mario,
likes
and black
Mario.
women and Latino men and women like Mario. Everyone likes Mario.
Everybody likes Mario. It is such a universal, not no pun intended. It is such a universal property. Like everyone, men, women, everyone likes Mario. Kids, adults. My dad likes Mario. Like my dad likes nothing nerdy. And he liked Mario. We used to play Mario when we first got the Nintendo, when we first got the NES. My dad got the NES when it first came out, and I asked him recently. I was like, "Why?" Because my dad is so he's never been that guy. He's never been into nerdy stuff. He told me it was because he wanted to play the sports games, and I was like, "Okay, that tracks." And I also realized my father was 22 when I was born. So
that's an eerie thing to think about, your parents being younger than you when
I never think of my parents doing things just for their own fun, because I asked him, I was like, hey, I was a year old maybe when we got the NES. Why did you even buy it? I couldn't play it. He goes, oh, I got it for me because I wanted to play sports games. So, but I remember us playing, Super Mario Brothers together, and it's a lot of fun. So it's I'm very, very excited for this movie.
Looking at this, there's so much for Nintendo fans to enjoy right here, and obviously they're going to be doing stuff at the parks with this. I think it's great that there is a.
I will have some, not this week, but by the following week, I'm going to be going back. I'm not going to say when, but I'll be going back to Epic Universe within the next week, and I will have information for Extra Magic with Jonas and Marv about exactly what is up in Epic Universe right now for this movie. I know that the Mario store at City Walk has got so much merch for it right now, and I want those little shoulder lumas. Jonas, I'm gonna go broke from this movie. I'm gonna have to see.
I can imagine.
I'm gonna have to see this movie at Cinemark, AMC, and Regal, because they all have merch that I want.
Yeah, everyone in my family got power-up bands the last time we went to Epic Universe, and
I was there when you bought them. I remember.
And it almost bankrupted me because there's a lot of members of my family, and also that leaves very few left in the collection for me to get. But if they do a 1-year anniversary release like they did for Nintendo Japan or Super Nintendo World out there in Hollywood Studios, there's going to be more power-up bands. Either that, or I could either get 3 power-up bands or 1 second generation interactive wand. I don't know.
So I want the shoulder lumas because they're adorable. There's 2 of them. So, I gotta get both of those. Then they've got, they got the Luma popcorn bucket at, I want to say that one's at Cinemark. So I'm gonna have to get that. The Yoshi popcorn buckets at all of them. So I'm getting that.
Did you see the Bowser popcorn bucket?
The cauldron.
Yeah. So when I first saw the commercial for it, I thought, well, I don't want a giant cauldron sitting on my desk. And then I found out it's not a giant cauldron. It can fit, and they show in the commercial, because I wasn't really paying attention, it can fit 3 popcorn. Yeah. So that's a reasonable size. Not like that Galactus popcorn bucket from Fantastic Four.
I wanted that so badly. And I hated that movie, but I was like, that Galactus is really cool, and Galactus is a cool thing. But it was $100.
Yeah.
But so I was like, I'm not dropping $100 on this. But with this Yoshi, I don't care what it costs. I'm buying it.
Chef Eddie here for $2. I heard Marvin is a big fan of Pokemon Pokopia.
So first of all, I actually do think the game is great. My wife is playing it right now. She's having a phenomenal time playing it. I think it's brilliant. I think the merging of the obsession with Animal Crossing and the obsession with Pokemon was a license to print money.
Mm-hmm.
But I will also say that I don't want to play it because those are not the kinds of games that I like. And I may have insinuated that the real life fake wizard was less than heterosexual because he played it. So because of that, on M4cast last night, they did a super chat goal while I wasn't there that if they had made an X amount of money, I was going to have to stream Pokopia. And they did not hit it, though, so I don't have to do it.
You know, here's the thing. I think you'd actually enjoy it. I hear it's kind of like Minecraft, but not as aimless. OG Dutchy for €6. Should we worry that Pro plays a lot with Wilton unsupervised?
Well, I would just be worried that Wilton might, like, I don't know, paint a tunnel on the wall and run through it, and then Pro will try to chase him and hit the wall.
Wilton's actually a pretty good Fortnite player too.
Look, it's infuriating how good Wilton is at Fortnite. Like we were playing, and he was the last one left alive in our team, and he jumped a car into a tree, jumped out onto a branch, and like from midair eliminated 4 players to take out the entire other team. And I just was like, I hate how good he is at this.
Yeah. Those moments where your whole team is down and you end up pulling in the victory royale after the rest of the team is down. Those are the best.
You need to join
B-Man says
you need to join me on M4 Empire Gaming to play Fortnite.
B-Man says Jonas has 12 kids. First of all, thank you for being here, B-Man. B-Man's a great reg. And working on it. See if the wife and I can find some quality time with the fact that we have all these other kids. Equus Hart, am I the only one who remembers when Bowser was originally King Koopa? Yes.
No, I mean, I watched the Super Mario Brothers Super Show with Captain Lou Albano, and he was King Koopa in that. I loved his voice in that. And I had one of the VHSs where he was Koopzilla.
Yeah. Some of those are truly amazing. Like there was a Robo Koopa episode where he had I believe he had actually missile toes, because that was the kind of sense of humor that they had. There was the MC Hammer version, MC Koopa.
I loved MC Koopa.
Yeah.
What else? I loved when he was King Koopa. I like that as well. But then, and he still is the king of the Koopas. The retcon that I have an issue with is the fact that the Koopa kids went from being the Koopa kids, being his children, to being the Koopalings, who are his underlings and his minions. They're no longer his kids.
Have you ever seen Shigeru Miyamoto answering that question of who is the mother of the Koopa kids?
No.
Oh, it's so funny. He just looks at it, and I can't remember if he reads the question or not, but he just holds up his hands and points a finger at himself.
But Miyamoto in 2012 retconned it so that the Koopa kids are not Bowser's children, his biological children. They are just his generals. They're
right.
And I don't even think they're kids anymore. I think they're just
I don't even think it's a retcon. I think that was a mistranslation. So like him being called Koopa in the Super Mario Brothers Super Show, I think it's a translation issue, because I think the Bowser is only an English name. Like he's not called Bowser, I think, in Japan. I think his name is King Koopa in Japan. Yeah. I may be wrong.
I'm pretty sure at this point everyone just calls him Bowser.
Yeah. In America, yes. In the English localization, he's Bowser.
So in the guide for Super Mario Brothers 3, the Koopa kids are listed as his children.
Yes. I think it's a translation. This is before Nintendo of America and Nintendo Japan were on the same page.
Okay. So in 2012, Miyamoto said that it is that the Koopa kids are actually just his generals, and that Bowser Jr. is his only child.
Yeah, in Japan, he's called King Koopa, and Bowser. Okay. Yeah, and the name Koopa comes from a Korean dish that is. He thought it was a meat dish. Miyamoto thought it was a meat dish, gukbak, but pronounced Koopa. And and Bowser is just a Western name, and it becomes a species for all of the turtle enemies. So
that's interesting.
Yeah. He's also the Great Demon King over there, which is something that you can understand why the American audiences, especially in the 80s and 90s, would be like, Demon King? What?
Diamo.
Let's see. Archer Merchant for $2, making what fans want makes money. What?
Go figure. Go figure. And
Yeah.
you know, it's funny because like I feel like Disney like had an open door to work with Nintendo on this kind of stuff, and somehow it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Because when you look at Wreck-It Ralph, like there are Mario characters in Wreck-It Ralph, so they must have been having some kind of conversation with Nintendo, and then somehow that ended up with Nintendo going to Universal instead. I'd love to know what happened there.
In the public answer was, oh, if Mario shows up in the movie Wreck-It Ralph, it stops everything because it's Mario. Sega doesn't have any problem. They'll license their characters anywhere, you know.
Right.
Koopa showing up, that's easy. I'm trying to think of any other Mario characters.
I think just Bowser. I think just Bowser's in it.
Yeah.
Because he's at the bad guy thing.
And he doesn't speak. So he makes the fire noise and that's it.
Yeah.
So Woofle McGruffle, Jonas, you should put chaperone as your title on streams. If they ever put my title on stream on the Monday Hangover, it would say designated driver, but Jay doesn't turn those on. Yeah. Morgan King Warlord for $5 Canadian. Marvin, did you get the Warhammer popcorn bucket from Lord of the Rings, The War of Rohirrim?
No, I didn't see the War of Rohirrim. So like I didn't even really look at the merch for it. I saw it was another attempt to make, you know, girl bosses a thing in Lord of the Rings, and I just decided not to go for it. But a Warhammer popcorn bucket does sound cool, especially when you're talking about Helm Hammerhand. So you know, I wish I had gotten it, but I didn't.
Ken Reihard, Robotnik the Eggman, Gugu Bachu. Yes, Robotnik is
Robotnik
Americanized. Yep.
He's always been Eggman in Japan, right?
Yes, yeah. Which is funny because Sega is an American company. It's become a Japanese company, but it was started by an American I don't know if he started it in Japan, but it was short for Service Games.
You know, I used when I had played Sonic Adventure 2 so many times on the Dreamcast that it got to the point where I started changing the language. I started playing it in Japanese with the English subtitles. And every time I hear someone say Eggman, I just say, "Oi, Eggman!
Eggman!
Yeah.
Ooh. You want to fight the Eggman? Hey, Juliet,
I do
good
love
to see
that
you
song
out
where
there.
it's like, I am the Eggman. That's who I am. I am the Eggman. I got the master plan. I love that. Sonic has the best music.
Is Seabrew out there? I see Tom is out there. Seabrew, where are you at? Let me fix something here. It looks like Seabrew is not a mod on this channel.
Oh.
And we need to fix that.
That needs to be fixed.
Yep. All right. Hopefully I've fixed that here. Good to see you, Tom. Good to see you, Juliet. Good to see you, Seabrew.
Oh, hey, if I can interject you for a second. So we know MegaCon is next week.
Oh, yeah.
And I wanted to say, Lauren and we will have a graphic for it very soon, but Lauren and I will be appearing at a booth in MegaCon on Friday at from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. You'll find Lauren and I in the community zone at booth CZ 1018.
CZ 1018.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
So that'll be Lauren and I. We're seeing if anybody else is going to be around that can hang with us as well. But as of right now, it's just me and Lauren. And we're not selling anything. We're literally just there to hang out and say hi to you guys. I think I'm going to try to get like some 8x10 photos. So if you guys want something signed, we'll have something to sign and just give it to you for free. So, you know, we'll see. But yeah, we're not, we made it a point to just not sell anything. We're not trying to get money from people. We're just literally there to say hi.
That's cool. That's awesome. I hope to meet you one day.
Yeah, right.
By the way, because we're involved with Geeks and Gamers, I should tell you all there is a full schedule of where everybody's going to be for Geeks and Gamers.
Yep.
Over on geeksandgamers.com.
Yeah, so
But,
G&G will be at the Rippaverse booth all weekend, so you'll be able to meet people there. You can see when you can go there and meet Jeremy, where you can meet Nerdrotic, Critical Drinker. You can see when Beardo's going to be there, so that you can avoid the booth at that time. I'm kidding. Go meet Beardo; he's a cool guy. But then also on Saturday at I believe 10:30, Jonas is going to be the Geeks and Gamers panel. Which is going to
on
be great.
Friday, let's see.
No, Saturday. Saturday
Yeah.
at 10:30, I believe.
Yep. So here, I'll switch back over to this. There you see it. Saturday, March 21st, 10:30 a.m. Geeks and Gamers panel, and then there's a meetup that evening.
Yep. And so the panel is going to be, I believe it's going to be Jeremy and Ryan and Gary from Nerdrotic and the Drinker and Eric July. And they're going to be talking about, pop culture and stuff like that. So definitely go check that out. And then that night is the Geeks and Gamers meetup at Pat O'Brien's at Universal City Walk at 7:30. And I will be there. Lauren will be there. And I know a bunch of other people will be there as well.
I was there last year. Who knows?
You were.
Where I might be next.
You and I were both there, but no one knew because no one knew our faces.
There's a couple of people, but there's something else going on at Universal's Epic Universe, and we need to talk about it. Sure. This out of geeksandgamers.com. Epic Universe's troubled Stardust Racers extended its closure to April 6th amid ongoing issues. This from Alex Gurzo of Geeks and Gamers. This one is worth talking about because there's multiple items, and Universal has issued a response, not to us, to the general sentiment.
Yeah,
maybe could reach out and say,
there's a lot of people that are running with a lot of misinformation about this.
Right. Universal's Epic Universe troubled roller coaster Stardust Racers. I would like for the word troubled roller coaster to be removed, but currently that is an accurate set of.
Well, I mean, I think you could make the argument that it's a bit troubled just because somebody died on it.
Yes. Has extended its closure by 3 weeks, moving its planned reopening from March 15th to April 6th. By the way, that for those who are not familiar with that story, we do have it on geeksandgamers.com. That it sounded like it was an unfortunate exacerbation of the guy's medical issues. So
yes, probably shouldn't have been on it to begin with.
Right, and that's a probably and allegedly's and all that. Located in Celestial Park, Stardust Racers. So Stardust Racers is the flagship coaster of Celestial Park, which is the center section, and it's the area where you have your fireworks viewing and these amazing fountains. It has a lot of it has a Nintendo store in it. It also has a really cool feature on the back of one of the ride vehicles. We need to get a picture of it. It's on the back of the ride vehicles, and it's a flux capacitor. So it's their Back to the Future reference on the ride. The ride has been down several times, but its current time of being down is going longer than people have anticipated. Now, Robert Niles over there from Theme Park Insider has the extension here, and I do believe he has. He doesn't have it. We'll talk about that more. Do you happen to have that, Marvin?
The statement from Universal?
Right.
Let me pull it up because I know I have it somewhere.
Yeah, I know I have it too. Let me
yeah, I have got it right here, actually.
All right.
Wrong
it's all
browser.
part of the show, folks. It's all part of the show.
Wrong browser.
Yeah, same here. All right, the statement from Universal.
Okay,
and we're going to.
you have it too, or
yeah, I found it from the X account. Ashley Carter has it, but Stardust Racers is undergoing its first annual planned inspection and maintenance process. We are efficiently completing the work all at once and are also making additional capacity and throughput enhancements, which is extending the temporary closure period. So what they're saying here is this was always planned.
Yep.
I have some pushback on that, which I'll offer in just a moment, but they're saying that they're adding capacity, which the adding of capacity is something that Universal in all of its business announcements and the SEC filings, and when they're talking to shareholders, they say, yes, we are trying to get more capacity into Epic Universe. They had that statement where they said they were expanding as well, and then that was retracted, or let's say quietly removed from the official announcements. The annual inspection of Stardust Racers. Why does that not quite jive with everyone? It's an inconsistent pattern, Marv. And
yeah, so I mean, you think typically when a major attraction like this goes down for a planned, closure, they announce it beforehand, and they make it known that, like, this is what we're doing.
Right, and Velocicoaster was up for continuously for years. To the point where everyone was wondering, when is this thing going down? And when it finally did go down for a brief period of time, everyone assumed it was going to be months because they had delayed shutting that ride down. Whenever they did maintenance, it was overnight maintenance. Whenever they did those inspections, it was overnight inspections. With Stardust Racers, it also had an extended period of downtime.
After the tragedy.
And they didn't do the inspections then. Now, that was also within the first. We are not yet to the first full year of Epic Universe being open. May 22nd was the official opening date. I guess we are maybe 1 year from the previews that had started there. And
yeah, give or take.
Yeah. So this one, I'm not sure I believe this is the annual. It's good if they're doing annual because, hey, this is a giga coaster or whatever you want to call them, these large, amazing roller coasters. And there's two of them. To quote Strongbet, there's two of them.
I think that does Universal typically announce these major refurbishments before they go down? I know Disney does.
Well, but I think they do if it's going to be extended. So I'm not saying that there's trouble on this. They have had more trouble on Stardust Racers.
Yeah.
Than they have had for others for some obvious reasons. And then there's also there was a bottoming out. Also, this is a roller coaster that is fully visible from several sections of the park because it was intended to be a showcase feature of Celestial Park. So
it is
very obvious when it has problems.
Celestial Park. And Celestial Park, I love Celestial Park because Celestial Park is a non-IP land. And so it's a theme park original, which is something that I love, and surrounded by, lands based on IP that are all very good. And this is kind of the centerpiece of that. So right now, the only thing working in Celestial Park attraction wise is, I believe, the carousel, which, by the way, good. It's a good carousel.
It is a good carousel. My kids love it. Now, here's the other question that Blog Mickey poses. Are they waiting to do annual passes until they get Stardust Racers back up and running?
I don't think that has anything to do with it personally.
Yeah, I think it's related, but I don't think it's the main cause. Why are you not training for a marathon? Well, I sprained my ankle. Okay, well, there are many other reasons why I'm not training for a marathon right now.
Yeah, I think that it has everything to do with capacity at that park. I think that a lot of the issues that we're seeing with getting annual passes in there is because the park is just so crowded. We're already getting, hours upon hours of wait time for Harry Potter. So yeah, I think that's the delay. I think originally they may have been wondering whether they could have done it this year. I don't think we're seeing annual passes until 2027, personally, but yeah, I mean, it's and there are days, Jonas, where this park reaches capacity and they stop selling tickets. So I think it is everything to do with capacity and nothing to do with Stardust Racers. I don't think Stardust Racers is that much of a people eater.
I would agree there. I went to Epic Universe, and it was my first time going to Epic Universe, but I didn't miss Stardust Racers. Some members of my party missed Stardust Racers, but there was a lot to do. Now, that being said, the rain ruined some parts of the park. I think that's a different issue that they've got to resolve there. Whatever else that they add, they need to make sure that it still functions when there's water in the air in Florida. Yeah. There's a lot of water in the air in Florida.
Happens quite a bit.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, like the last time I was there, pretty much everything was functional. So I think that, like, whenever a new attraction launches, it's going to have issues, and Epic Universe is a park full of brand new attractions. So in the beginning, we had a lot of issues with downtime. But I think, like, for the most part, like, I think they worked through a lot of the issues they were having specifically with Harry Potter and the Battle of the Ministry. I haven't heard about extended downtime for that in quite a while. There was a time where, I mean, that attraction was completely unreliable. Monsters Unchained has pretty good uptime as well, from what I've heard. I've never seen like Mario Kart, Donkey Kong really go down for long periods of time.
Unfortunately, it was down when we were there. So,
was it Mario Kart or Donkey Kong?
Donkey Kong. Mario Kart doesn't go down very often. They understand the ride itself. I'm not a huge fan of, but there's a
great idea, but the technology was not there yet when they
exactly. So
I'm hoping one day we'll get a tech upgrade for that attraction that they could just kind of like put in there.
Me too. It truly needs it.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Favorite subject of that park place people here. We've got something that we're not going to do like a full segment on it here, but I wanted to point out Warwick Davis. He is now Sir Warwick Davis. He was knighted by Prince William. Good guy. So just wanted to point that out. This man here, who has been a staple of the industry since the early 80s, finally got knighted by the British government. Just want to say, hey, congrats.
About time.
So
long time coming.
Yep. I wanted to show you a video that I think you are going to find very interesting.
Sure. Did I ever tell you, by the way, before we get into that, did I ever tell you I met Warwick Davis?
Really? Did you?
At Universal, I was walking. The reason I bring it up is because it was such a chance encounter. When they opened Hagrid's, they had a bunch of the Harry Potter cast at Universal, and Warwick Davis was just hanging out by Grimmauld Place, like literally just standing there.
That's amazing.
And so like I walked past him, and I just said, "Hello, Mr. Davis. Hope you're having a good day." And he was just like, "Oh, hello," and then I just kept walking because I wasn't gonna bother him.
When I met him, he was a bit cranky.
Yeah, I know. Oh, that's right. You did meet him at a convention, right?
Yes. And I asked him a question. What's funny is the way that we shot the video. There was the presenter was holding the microphone to my face, and people thought I was the one because you can only see the guy's back. And the guy's wearing. I don't want to insult someone. It was a bit garish, his outfit, so people assumed that I was wearing a giraffe print jacket. Blazer, I should say. But I asked him about the whole situation with Peter Dinklage, and got a really good answer on that.
I don't think he was too happy about that.
No, he was. Whoa, sorry.
He has specifically like advocated for little people actors, and I believe him and his wife actually started a foundation for such. So
yeah. This feels like this feels like the start of a humorous joke.
No, it's legitimately. Okay, so Stranger Things, huh?
Well, it is Stranger Things, but it's not quite Stranger Things. This is an AI called Higgsfield that is using Nano Banana 2 and Kling 3.0, and it's kind of ridiculous. We're going to start playing it so you get the idea of it with the music. The music's a little loud in my opinion. Here, I'll go ahead and turn it down a little bit. But it goes on for a while, and I really think
what the hell happened?
We might be a little cooked. Okay, so obviously going from Toy Story to Shrek, it's not perfect, but it's very close.
This is
and they
really,
just go
interesting.
Yeah, goes from item to item.
What are we?
Yeah, and I'll say the audio doesn't actually matter at this point. It just goes franchise to franchise to franchise for 3.5 minutes. And I think what it's doing, they may just be putting keyframes in here. They're having these generated, and then they're telling them what they need to transition between. I'd say the
cars don't even look like them. It's just the cars and cars.
It's just the cars, right? Yeah. But one thing it does prove to me, up in the top right corner, I didn't notice him until this time. Bicentennial Man, it appears to be. This is a little scary. What is that, by the way? Is that supposed to be Wednesday? Idea. It looks really familiar, though.
Maybe Tim Burton? No, these are Legos. So.
Yeah, and it's kind of perfect Lego as well.
This is pretty neat.
Yeah, I think this is an approximation of Elio. I think that the tools that are open to content creators, and Hollywood is one
Bean
thing.
Mouth.
Yeah, Hollywood will do their own thing, and I think that was supposed to be Turning Red.
Yeah, it was Kung Fu Panda.
Yep. But as far as style goes, I think if you can encapsulate a style, and I love the Ghibli style,
Oh,
it's so
Miyazaki,
cool.
nice.
Yeah, I think that you can do almost any story, and the feel of it, if you can match the feel of the story, I think that's going to be 90% of the work for a lot of the audience, because there's a large portion of the audience that doesn't really care. This appears to be a combination of like Harry Potter and anime. I don't know what it is.
Oh man, Hollywood is cooked.
Yeah. And there's Rango, just for good measure.
Just because.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, me too.
That was cool. I love the peanuts. Ugh. I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It'd be great if they all went and sat next to Valiant.
Oh, I keep forgetting that Valiant met that furry. I wonder if I have pictures of that anywhere. We'll have to see if we can resurface those pictures.
This is Game of Thrones.
Yeah. And I think we are almost back to, and I have no idea what this style is. I'm sure there's somebody
cool
out
animation,
there.
Though. I like that.
Yeah,
and them being normal.
Right.
Huh.
This is an ad. This is an ad for Higgsfield, so they're giving them, unlimited tokens to do whatever they want.
Yeah. So is that is Higgsfield a Chinese one, or is that an American one?
I think it's an American one, but who knows at this point which ones are the American ones that are also owned by China. I see a lot of opportunity here. I've seen some items where there was a book, Red Rising, that I saw in AI. Oh, look, AI is gonna revolutionize novels and all this, and they showed an AI generation of what a movie of that would look like. It still looked like AI. It was kind of soulless.
Yeah.
There was no casting of specific people. It was just an AI generation of the description of the person. It didn't quite look right yet.
Even if you're doing AI animation or something like that, it needs a story backed by a human mind at the end of the day in order to actually be good. I think. Like,
oh yeah, I'm with you there. But with Disney, looking at this, they are good at coming up with styles. At least Pixar is good at coming up with styles. And now they are adding in vertical TikTok style videos to Disney Plus. And I think this is the kind of thing we can expect on the platform. Obviously vertical, but I think they're going for user-generated content. So this story from January 14th, Trevor Denning for That Park Place, Disney Plus adds TikTok-style vertical videos as viewing habits shift. As Disney looks for ways to appeal to the next generation of viewers, Disney Plus will soon introduce short-form vertical videos. Social media apps like TikTok and Instagram have made the format popular with younger users, and YouTube later adopted it with YouTube Shorts. It's a great article. You should go read it.
You should.
But here is the latest update as of March 12th. Creator-driven content is going to be added here to the platform. This from Alex Weprin. Disney Plus launching first season of a first episode in a multi-season series. They're doing something called the Locker Files right now, where it's different Disney characters opening up lockers. And that lends itself to, that vertical style.
Right.
But, and this is almost the same thing as Quibi. It's just actually things that people are aware of already. I think that they're going to be opening the Sora collaboration here, where Disney paid a ridiculous amount of money in order for Sora to be the exclusive home of Disney in AI.
A ridiculous amount of money.
And I think that they're going to be taking those generations and using them on their own platform. So I think this kind of stuff, some might call it slop, is going to show up on the Disney Plus homepage or banner page, or whatever you call that splash screen when you when you open the platform. I think there's going to be more content from users. Like there'll be something there to notify you of the latest big Disney thing. Zootopia 2 is now out on the platform as of Wednesday of this week. Okay, great.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's out there. We'll have to see if it bumps the numbers. It probably will on the movie charts, even though everybody knows it's actually the TV shows that move the streaming charts. But I think everyone, it's going to be very interesting to see how much stretching Disney will allow. So Stranger Things, not necessarily what this is going to be, but Stranger Things definitely not a Disney property. And
no,
right now I'm seeing a lot of, well, this is the thing that would be illegal and no one would ever sign off on it. I don't have the rights to do this. So let's put, Darth Vader versus Superman or Batman. Batman's probably the more likely one because they're both dressed in black.
There was a Bat in the Sun did a Darth Vader versus Batman that's actually really good.
Yes, it is.
You got to watch the alternate version though for the ending, because the best ending is that when Batman wins. Because Bat in the Sun would do their superpower beatdown by vote, and so Vader won, and when Vader beats Batman, it's kind of anticlimactic. But the way Batman beats Vader is essentially he frees Superman, and then Superman beats Vader, and then you have the moment where Vader's like, "What are you?" and he goes, "I'm Batman," and I'm like, "That's the way this ends."
Absolutely. That's well. The other thing I've been seeing is Bat in the Sun videos are being put out as AI people are saying it's AI generated.
Oh no, they're very much not.
I know they're not, but people are saying, look what I made with AI, and then they're just putting in a Bat in the Sun video. In those Bat in the Sun videos, the people did the work.
Yeah, they did. That's
Jason David Frank. Yeah, Jason David Frank. He
was in a few of them. He did Scorpion versus White Ranger, and he did Ryu versus Green Ranger.
Yeah, they're well choreographed and they're a lot of fun to watch. It's just funny to me. It's in a weird way, it's a compliment to say, oh, if we had AI to generate this, we would do, and they just show the work of the actual Bat in the Sun people. So it's an insult and a compliment at the same time.
Yeah.
Right now, if you want, which one is it? Is it Sora 3 or whatever they're on right now? It seems like it's the same set of 6 or 7 punches that get thrown back and forth by 2 random characters.
They have Sora's combat has not risen to the level of Sea Dance quite yet.
Right, that's it. Sea Dance 2.0. That's the one I'm thinking of. So I think fight choreography is going to be interesting because good fight choreography still also needs to be action driven. That's story driven action. That's what you want. I think Disney is going to have an interesting situation on their hands because there's a lot of people who are not capable content creators. I don't know if there's enough out there who will also play by Disney's rules enough to let their content show on Disney Plus that Disney would also be interested in making or putting that content on their platform. I don't know how this mix is going to work. And I think that Disney looks at what YouTube does and all this user generated content that YouTube doesn't pay for. And now they're surpassing all the big studios with ad revenue. And I think that they think the solution is the verts thing.
Yeah.
So what do you think about that, Marvin? Is this actually going to work?
No, I don't think it's going to work. I think you're gonna have a lot of issues. I think with people who their stuff is going to be used and they didn't realize their stuff could be used, because nobody's going to actually read the terms of service. So I think there's going to be a lot of nonsense with this. I think that, and I think that the people that like the verts are getting it from Instagram and TikTok. They're not getting it from Disney Plus. They're not using Disney Plus as a social media platform.
Yeah. Well, they're not using Disney Plus at all from what I can understand.
I think the point of verts and shorts and things like that is they are easily shareable. Like I'll scroll through reels and I'll send a bunch to my wife, send a bunch to Kevin and Trish, as I go through. And I think that's kind of the point of them is sharing them, with your friends and family. I don't think Disney Plus is the place to do stuff like that. I think that I think Disney thinks like, oh, well, they're looking at all these vertical videos on the Instagram. This is Bob Iger being like, I think the kids these days really like video games. So now we're going to have Donald Duck with an AK-47 in Fortnite, you know?
Well, that was the thing they already had to respond to. And they kind of said, no, we're not going to do that. But here we are. And the next thing I think that's going to happen is Disney will lower the bar even farther, and here we'll be.
Yeah.
There's one more story that I want to cover here, and I think it's interesting. It's a sign that the probably never going to change from the current form. I don't mean to do doom and gloom here on that park place, but wait, before we get to that. Wild and Crazy Bear for $2. Hulu Plus Disney combo is $21 to $22 per month.
Soon that will just be called. Soon that Disney Plus Hulu combo will just be called Disney Plus.
Yes, that's very true. And right now it's $5 a month if you want to buy that, because they're desperate to try to get people to follow that. Let's 1 second. I'll bring it up real quick before we get to our last story. But if you, and some people give me a hard time when I bring this up, but the Disney stock price is below 100 right now.
Oh, it fell again. Okay.
Yep. It's not doing very well right now, and they've got an earnings call next week. Is it Wednesday of next week, or is it Thursday of next week? I think it's Wednesday.
Probably know that.
Yeah, we're supposed to both be on that earnings call on the Valiant Renegade channel, and we will most likely be on that earnings call. Valiant never watches this show, so I can say that.
We're in the final week of Bob Iger. Like, I don't know if you really considered that. Like, it is
right.
Like, this is it.
Right. And if you look at the 5-year, it was at 200. If you look at the 10-year, it's relatively flat, despite the fact that they've bought multiple companies in that period.
So let me put a little perspective here. The S&P is down right now, obviously. Global situations are happening, which is causing the market itself to kind of tank. But if you look at the 5-year, the way Jonas is saying, Disney is down, whatever, like 40% or something like that. I think.
Yeah, right now 49.44 if we want to get exact.
Yeah, it's down almost 50%. The S&P over the last 5 years is up 70%. So that's kind of like the comparison that you have to make. So Disney has fallen while the market itself has risen over the last 5 years. That is what actually shows you the health of the Disney stock over the last 5 years of Bob Iger.
Yeah, and then meanwhile, I could be all fancy with this transition here. We have signs that the Disney company is not going to change a thing.
Oh, God,
Lightning Lane Premier Pass sells out for 7 straight days at Magic Kingdom, and the top tier days, as far as pricing goes, are included in this. This is from Chamley. This is actually from March 10th, but with spring break here, Disney's busy season has returned, and Lightning Lane is selling out. Lightning Lane Premier Pass at Magic Kingdom has sold out for 7 dates in March, according to availability from the Walt Disney World reservation system. The sold out dates include March 9th through the 16th. 14th did show availability at the time. Pretty sure it's probably sold out. That's a 420 day. 419, sorry, not to give anybody any unusual numbers there. But during that time, it did reach the 450 per person mark. Now, this is also on top of the ticket price. So a $450 ticket doesn't just get you into the park and get you Lightning Lane Premier Pass, where you can skip the line on each ride one time. This is on top of the cost of your ticket. So this is not exactly let's say that the people who are buying this are not exactly the kind that are worried too much about price. I hope they're not worried about too much about price. If they're dropping $650 per person, maybe it's not a $200 ticket right now, but that's the upper range. But especially if you have multiple people in your party, this is an amazing amount of money to spend on a Disney vacation.
It is. It really is. Look, at the end of the day, Disney floats these things out there to see if you'll buy it. And when people do, when it sells out for 7 days, they're like, look at that. They actually went for it. And then they keep doing it. Then you have things like the Star Cruiser, where they were like, let's see if they'll go for this. And they're like, oh, okay, they didn't go for that. And then that ends up going away. So yeah, the more people buy this, the more, again, I've always had a problem with this Lightning Lane Premier Pass nonsense, because it flies in the face of Michael Eisner's everyone is a VIP mentality that once kind of ruled the parks, where everybody would, like, no matter whether you were staying at the King Kamehameha suite at the Polynesian Resort, or you were staying at All-Star Sports, you had the same, it was a level playing field inside the parks. Like,
right.
fast passes were available to everybody at the same time. There was no like pay to win option. Now there very much is. It is very much a premium experience. And the base ticket no longer goes as far as it used to go.
Right. And the Universal Express Pass is closer to what Disney used to do. Universal Express Pass does not affect the rest of the park in a significant way. It's great if you have it. It's sometimes more expensive than often more expensive than Lightning Lane Multipass. It is very expensive, but
it always
doesn't affect. You're right. It doesn't affect the rest of the guest experience because it's so expensive. So if they only had Lightning Lane Premier Pass at Disney and not multipass and single rider, I think it would actually be better for most guests, because you would only have a subset of people who are doing this. But they're also trying to nickel and dime with the $35 multipass and the $22 per whatever single rider pass. The other thing is the old style with the VIP tours, that was so expensive that it also didn't affect the regular guests.
Right. You know what, Disney, so like I said, it used to be a level, everybody was always even. You had the same, whether you were staying at All-Star Sports or the King Kamehameha suite, you were given the same extra magic hours as everybody else, the same fast pass opportunities as everybody else, the same dining plan as everybody else, the same transportation. The only advantage that the deluxe resorts had over like the value resorts was maybe the frequency of buses or availability of premium transportation. Like, obviously the monorail resorts were the higher end resorts, or the ones that had a boat that would go to it were some of the higher end resorts from the parks. But yeah, there it is. Everybody had the same base ticket. You still had no matter what resort you stayed at, you had access to Magical Express.
That's right.
Maybe the value resorts went, had a few more stops than the deluxe resorts. Maybe the deluxe resorts went a little bit more direct, but not even so. Because I remember, like, when I stayed at the Polynesian, it was Polynesian and Grand Floridian shared a Magical Express. So, I mean, everybody was on equal playing field. Everyone was a VIP. And then sometime throughout the last 10 or so years, Bob Iger and Josh D'Amaro decided that no, everyone is not a VIP. We have VIPs and we have Ps. And Bob Chapek, I'll throw Bob Chapek into that too, because he was the head of the parks for a long time. Bob Chapek, Josh D'Amaro, and Bob Iger are, in my opinion, the axis of evil that took the everyone's a VIP mentality of Michael Eisner and threw it out the window.
I 100% agree with you. Yeah. So, and just keep an eye out for it. This is going to be showing up on the cruise ships soon. As they expand the cruise ships, we're seeing signs of virtual queue, and there are systems that are being put in place that look a lot like virtual queue, which I think will then end up with Lightning Lane on the cruise ships, because cruise ships are all about upselling. By the way, just throwing this in here, the Disney Adventure did have the Iron Cycle, which is an Iron Man themed roller coaster attraction that was supposed to be on its maiden voyage. It never happened. It wasn't there.
Not only did it not work, Jonas, but when people complained, they were eventually given a $100 onboard credit at like 11 p.m. on the last day of the cruise. There's amazing. Not like, so you're given that at the end of the day on your last full day. On debarkation day or whatever it is, you have got like you can't do anything. Nothing is open on the ship for you to spend that $100 on.
Yeah.
You go to breakfast and you leave.
Right. Well, anything that has to be open in international waters is closed at that point, right?
Yeah. Because the shops don't open until you're in international waters.
Yeah.
Because there's no casino on these ships, obviously. So yeah.
Right. So, more power to the Disney Cruise Lines, as I think it's one of the few segments of the company that is profitable. They are expanding more as they get into it, but I think that expansion, it has the possibility of being too quick. I think it's funny that they're finally doing rides at sea. So they're going to take the faults of the parks and try to put them on the cruise ships. I think it's amazing to do rides at sea, but it's also kind of the opposite of what you should be doing on a boat. I don't know. I think they're starting to ruin the cruise experience, but whatever. They have a spinner at sea, so you can do Dumbo's Flying Elephant. Not really Dumbo's Flying Elephant. It's a smaller version of it, but some equivalent to that ride at sea. Or they have a ride called the Aqua Mouse, where they put up some screens in a tunnel before you go through I
like the Aqua Mouse. The Aqua Mouse is a fun water slide, I will say.
All right. Well,
I like the Aqua Mouse. But here's the Disney Adventure, from what I have seen. I don't believe this is not one of the ships that was built from scratch, right? This was a ship that they received and fixed up.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see some of those rooms on that ship?
Teeny tiny.
When they showed those rooms, it was like 2 bunk beds in like a tiny box. And I was like, I thought it was the crew quarters. I was like, oh, that's what the crew quarters look like on a Disney ship. I've always wondered.
Have you ever accidentally wandered into the crew quarters of a cruise ship?
No, I've never done that.
It's like all of a sudden you go somewhere and it looks like you're in a college dorm at sea.
That's funny. Yeah, I've always wondered what it looks like. And, from what I understand, like you're always like rooming with other people when you're on the crew, unless I was told that the only people that get their own rooms are the people who play the leads on the Broadway style shows. Mm-hmm. They get their own rooms because they have to like warm up and stuff like that. But what's funny though is the people that play the leads in the Broadway shows have other jobs throughout the day on the ship. It's not like It's not like they're just doing the Broadway style show and they're given the superstar treatment for the rest of the cruise. Not at all. I remember we went to see the Little Mermaid show on the Wish, and the next day we were doing the photo op with Anna and Elsa, and the girl who was like giving you like the ticket to like get your photo at the end. I was like, I'm sorry, were you Ariel last night? And she's like, yeah. I was just like, I was so taken aback by that. Or like the girl who played Moana. The character as Moana as like the character meet and greet. I saw her as just like one of like the general information like concierge people. So it's definitely interesting the way that
she is a wayfinder.
Well, yes, that is true. But they try to maximize like the time of every crew member on there.
Mm-hmm. It makes sense. They are stuck there the entire voyage. Going Shogi for $5. Good to see you, Going Shogi. Busy season is Christmas. The question is how many they're selling to sell out. Anyone can run out of 15 cupcakes. Right. And at $450 a pop, they have an incentive to increase that number. But yes, it is selling out. I would love to know those capacity figures. They're closely guarded. We knew somebody who knew the mix, by the way, of Lightning Lane, who they would let in versus, the plebes, us plebes that didn't get Lightning Lane. And they said those are closely guarded secrets. I'm like, okay.
I was wondering about when I was at the, when I called into the Pro show from the Magic Kingdom at the After Hours event, Pro was just like, oh, looks pretty empty. And I'm like, no, it's supposed to be empty. Like these events are specifically undersold because exclusivity is part of the value that they put into it. So like I found out that Magic Kingdom event that looked very empty was actually sold out. So
Helios 7754
Premier Pass too.
Yeah, very bold to discuss AI slop when 90% of the clips you guys play is slop. No, we hired 2 actors to do this scene.
Every time a membership is gifted, a content creator gets his wings.
Was that gendered language?
We're not at Magic Kingdom, Dad.
At the end of the day, like we make no bones about the fact that these are AI.
We're not trying to not. Sir, this is a YouTube channel, sir.
Yeah, this is a Wendy's.
Yep. Let's see here. Oh, and you're right on busy season.
Yes.
England DG for $5. Universal still offers the value with Express Pass. If you stay at a deluxe hotel, Marvin is right. It's not just Eisner's idea. Walt had the same thought.
Yep.
I thought about
so they give you free Express Pass if you stay at a deluxe Universal resort, and they give you if you have the top annual pass, they give you free Express Pass after 4:00.
Yeah. There have been times that I thought, well, how many people could I put on my reservation for one day in order to get Express Pass, and would it be worth it? The math has never quite mathed on that one for me. So the FTM member for one, give me a park entry and let me buy a ticket book.
See, I don't like that. I like just paying for entry and not having to worry about buying anything else after that.
It's almost where we're at though with the Lightning Lane. It's so close.
It kind of is the ticket book at a certain point, right? Otherwise, they're
if
treating the standby line not as the standard, but as like the deterrence almost, as like the handicap.
Right. I mean, even the phrase standby line, it implies that you're standing by for someone else to not get it so that you can get it. It makes it clear what the priority is. So I know I hope you weren't offended by what I said.
Oh no.
I do find it humorous as well. And every time I look, it doesn't matter how many clips I delete from the back end, I still see things like this showing up in my StreamYard.
Potatoes, fried green.
Of course, that is something that we would never do if it wasn't AI generated.
Hey, you know what? It's not AI generated though.
It's not.
That's good old fashioned cut and paste.
I like the sway on it as well.
I like the way his head just kind of goes back and forth.
We got one more story, but before we get to it, England DG for $2. Just think about what flying standby means. That's right, you're in the jump seat. It's a great video by a guy named Captain Steve talking about how he was he flies standby whenever he flies somewhere in the jump seat. He has a video about how he was supposed to be flying one of the airlines that actually crashed into the towers.
Oh gosh!
One of those days, he volunteered for the seat, and then somebody else took that spot. It's an amazing video. You should check it out. It's Steve with 3 E's in his name, Captain Steve. I don't think that's his real name, but flying blind on a rocket cycle for $2. Good day, all. Good day to you, flying blind. And go ahead.
I was going to say, you know what else is not AI in any way, shape, or form?
Kirk Fickard.
I thought that chicken tacos were better.
Not even the music.
That's true.
Not even the music. That's an actual person singing that song that Pro got.
Yep. Yeah, and it's actually got if you've ever tried to sing it, it actually has some difficult intervals in it.
It really does.
So
I sing along to it every time.
You get two theater kids together, and then all of a sudden you have do you have the root or do you have the 6?
Yeah.
There's one more thing I wanted to talk about. One Piece season 2 has dropped on Netflix not that long ago, and people love it. And yes, it is coming back to Universal Studios. Let's go to this story out of Attractions Magazine by Philip Hernandez. Universal Studios Hollywood is bringing back FanFest nights for the second year in 2026 with new experiences themed to Scooby-Doo, Harry Potter, One Piece, Sailor Moon, and more.
I can't believe they're doing Scooby-Doo again. How are people flocking to that?
I was almost thinking, well, he's a Universal property. Oh wait, he's not.
He's not. He's a Warner Brothers property.
He is a Warner Brothers property, but the Universal Monsters team up is the one. See, I think they are aware that the Universal Monsters right now are probably not a strong enough brand right now on its own for FanFest nights.
Right.
My apologies to the huge Universal Monsters nerds that are working for Universal Creative right now. I feel your pain because I got the 30 movie collection for Christmas and I've been slowly watching through all of them. Some of them are great, a couple of them not. But Monkey D. Luffy right there is apparently coming in April back
King of
to
Pirates.
Universal Studios, running for
I mean,
12
look,
months.
I had heard that they were shocked at the popularity of the One Piece thing that they did last time. It was far and away their most popular thing, and I think we're going to see anime, and they're expanding it with Sailor Moon this year. So go ahead.
I believe you, especially One Piece, because it's got cross cultural appeal because there is a live action, which is I don't want to say it's very faithful to the anime. I'm not overly, but
it is.
It leans towards that style. It doesn't try to apologize for being a show based on anime. So, running for 12 select nights from April 23rd to May 16th, FanFest nights. It's kind of like Halloween Horror Nights, HHN. This one is FFN. And I am sure that at some point they will be bringing FanFest nights to Florida. That is not a rumor. That is not anything other than my speculation. It just seems like a thing that they ought to do. It's a separately ticketed event, and they're bringing in all these different experiences. And I would say that they're putting in money to make these things as good as Halloween Horror Nights. I know that's a tall bar to try to clear, but the first one we'll talk about, Scooby-Doo meets the Universal Monsters Mystery on the Backlot. I think they really want to do a Universal Monsters themed area, and Scooby-Doo is the way to do it. It's probably the most approachable way to do a monsters themed thing.
Yeah.
And there might be a lot of people that would be turned off by, well, those films from the 1930s, because it doesn't seem like they're doing the Brendan Fraser one. If they did the Brendan Fraser Mummy, I think they would have a different audience. But
I agree.
Anyhow.
I love the idea for FanFest nights. I think it's one of the best things they do, and I would love to see it come here.
I'm with you. I would actually travel down there for that. I think. Whereas Halloween Horror Nights, it's not quite my jam. Here we go. One Piece, the Grand Pirate Show. One Piece was one of the most popular of last year's FanFest nights, where it appeared as a character meet and greet. You got, is it Sanji?
Mm-hmm.
Is this supposed to be Usopp? I don't know. No,
it looks like Chopper.
That's funny.
Because he's got like the nose on his thing. Like, I was like, are they trying to like say no, but I think that is Usopp.
Wow. So here's what they look like in the park. I will say this is a grown-up meet and greet. This is not meet and greet for kids. But they've got it, and they're obviously doing the anime as opposed to the Netflix show. I think that Netflix would probably be up for letting Netflix properties appear in Universal parks. Didn't they do a Stranger Things?
They've done, Stranger Things has been a part of HHN multiple times.
Yeah. So it's kind of a funny thing. Anything that is not Disney is open to appear in a Universal theme park.
Pretty much.
And what's available to show up in a Disney park? Disney and also Bluey. And that's it. So there you got a Nami in there as well. Yeah, that is Usopp. So
yeah.
Or is it Usopp? There's a new area, Forbidden Forest, Search for the Hippogriff. This makes me wonder if there could be some additions to. They kind of do some forest areas with Hagrid's at Islands of Adventure, but
I'm gonna assume this is an indoor thing, though.
I would think so. If you
it's
have
probably
to do
going to be like a like the way the haunted houses are.
Mm-hmm. It does say you'll encounter magical creatures and face obstacles that require spellcasting skills. I wonder if they'll be incorporating any of the wand stuff that they have at Orlando. This right here is a really cool walk around character experience. This is a puppet. So I not safe for magic if you got kids watching. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Obviously, it's the arm that's inside of that, but the effect is really cool. I think everybody enjoys the effect. It's kind of the same way that the Muppet performers disappear when you're interacting with the object. This is, I think, a really, really cool way to do a walk around with a Fantastic Beast. So, and then they'll be adding in the Yoshis too, and they have multicolored Yoshis out there in Hollywood, not like our standard grade green Yoshi that we get at Epic Universe.
I'm just happy to have the green Yoshi at all.
Me too. I remember I said I responded to this crowd of people that was surrounding the Yoshi meet and greet character. I said, that poor cast member, and somebody corrected me, that poor team member. Like, yes, very true. So FanFest nights, and Sailor Moon. I don't know if they'll have walk around characters, but they're doing a 3D Sailor Moon thing.
I think that's gonna do so well, dude. That's got such a huge fandom.
Yeah,
there's so many girls and Kevin Apollo who love this.
Kevin Apollo is a big Sailor Moon fan.
Oh yeah. Now, you know what? I'll take my lumps. To be fair, I am too. I love Sailor Moon.
I used to sleep with the TV on when I was in high school, and I knew that if I started hearing the Sailor Moon theme song, I was running late.
Yeah, that's how I watched it. I watched it when I was getting
evil by moonlight. That was nope, gotta run, gotta get a shower.
Sailor Moon and Beast Wars were like my morning show, while I was getting ready for school.
Yeah, Beast Wars was after school for me. So, yep, she's the one, Sailor Moon. Oh, and I hope they have a picture of the actual. Yeah, there's the Beholder.
Oh, they're doing this again, huh?
Yeah, that's so cool.
I guess you got that thing from the Henson Creature Shop. You gotta use it.
Yeah, well, I think that the maintenance on this kind of stuff has to be expensive on some level.
I love that Universal is working with Henson so closely now, because they did this, and then they did the animatronics at the Five Nights at Freddy's house at the last Halloween Horror Nights.
Yep. So I think that FanFest nights, I hope that's something that they expand across all of the parks, because I think this is almost like a land grab here. You can go into anime and all of these non-Disney properties and all these things that have popularity that is already out in the market, and there you go. There's no reason for them to not do it, especially with the Netflix show being so popular right now. My only gripe with the Netflix show is it's actually really close to being clean enough for kids. If they didn't have Buggy and a couple of lines here and there, it would actually be a kind of a perfect kids show. But I'm not telling people how to do their art.
Does Buggy say? I just rewatched season 1. I don't remember if Buggy says anything.
I did an edited version of it for my kids, because I was so impressed with it, and it has a lot of positive themes and the family stuff that comes to light. No spoilers on it, but it is a 30-year-old anime. I suppose there's some right to spoil plot points, but I think I cut out. There's one shot of a guy's butt that is in they steal his clothes or something like that, so it's played for laughs. I cut that out, and then maybe one derogatory comment about Nami's physique. Cut that out, and the rest was just cutting out. Maybe 6 edits in the entire series, mostly around Buggy. The clown.
I love Luffy. I think Luffy is a very wholesome protagonist. I love the way he I just love how positive he is all the time. One exchange in that thing that I really appreciated was when they so accurately explain the difference between boys and girls in terms of how they grow up, and in terms of strength and combat ability. Because when they do the flashback of Zoro training with that girl when they're kids, and she's whooping on him, and he's just like, "You're so much better than me," and she's like, "Yeah, but you're gonna get bigger, and you're gonna get stronger, and your reach is gonna be greater than mine." And she said, a girl can't beat a boy. A girl can beat a boy, but a woman can never beat a man.
Mm-hmm.
And I was wow, that's pretty realistic, actually.
Right, right. And for a show that there's a lot of racial recasts that I assume are for the American audience.
Yeah.
There is one character that is a boy that's played by a girl, but it's also the show is so cartoony that I don't want to say I give it a pass if
it leans into the anime aesthetic of it so much.
Right.
Like it really, really does.
Right. And also that character has no romantic plot of any kind whatsoever.
No. Luffy, like I love how like positive, like Luffy is the same to his crew in the last episode as he is in the first one. It's them who change toward him. Like you get that thing with Zoro when he comes out of that coma where he was like, "I'll follow you, I'll be your first mate." But then like the Nami who has been telling Luffy to get lost the entire season, at the end of season 1, when she has that breakdown and she just looks at him and says, "Help me." And he had that "of course I will" moment. Like that gives me chills. Like it's I started the second season yesterday and I'm gonna hopefully get through it this weekend.
I haven't finished it yet, and I want to finish it quickly so that I can go back, and it seems like it's going to be fine for what I'm going to do. I am going to clean it up again. I will say Nami's anime accurate costume shows up briefly in one of the second or third episodes, and I'm like, probably going to edit that out. But anyways, flying blind on a rocket cycle for $2. Good day all. I think I might have already said this, and I'm saying it again. Because I appreciate it.
Well, it is a good day. So,
yep. Packing Protons, member for 20. Jonas will love Night of the Lepus. Is that a bunny movie? It's a bunny movie that Packing Protons paid for Pro to watch.
I hope they have fun.
Yep. Me too. England DG for $2. Universal did Scooby because they couldn't get Velma. What a miss on their part, huh? Thank you, England DG.
Wait, when they made the second season of that, because they were contractually obligated to do that, because let's be real, Velma got a season 2 the same reason Starfleet Academy got a season 2, because they ordered one full season and chopped it into 2 seasons.
Yes,
2 short.
Yeah,
seasons.
that's how it goes now. And they when HBO Max said it's the biggest premiere for an original adult animation on HBO Max, like they had to go so specific.
Well, so when season 2 came out, they didn't even promote it.
Yeah,
like they didn't promote. Mindy Kaling actually deleted all of the Velma posts that she had on her social media.
Wow. So much for believing in your work. Go and Shogi for 10. Sailor Moon has the potential to have the Barbie effect with anime and girls. Least embarrassed about their fan and their teens becoming out of woodwork.
Oh, you're Robo Jonas.
Never running from a real fight. Sorry.
There you go.
They'll never be running from a real fight.
I love it. He says ladies who were embarrassed about their fandom in their teens will be coming out of the woodwork, or Kevin Apollo. It's just perfectly put.
That's
so Kevin Apollo has an incredible story, and guys, I urge you to super chat Lauren and Apollo and ask Kevin to tell this story, because it's the funniest story about the Sailor Moon girl that he met. Like he met this girl who he thought like, could be like, somebody that he could like date or something like that, and she was like this like hot Sailor Moon girl with blue hair. And very quickly, she got real weird, real fast, and he was like trapped.
That's amazing.
And it is an incredible story.
I might call him after and ask him about it and see if he'll let me in. TJ Magnify says, "You guys are so young, lol." Yep, nothing I can do about it. I'm fixing it as we speak. Go and Shogi says they swear in the manga too, in the manga as well, for those who want to say it that way. Yeah, I know. And if they end up putting some of the things in the manga on screen, I probably won't let the kids watch that.
Well, censorship in Japan is way less than it is here.
Yeah,
always has been. That's why like Pokemon was heavily edited even when it came here. Like not as far as like what was on screen, but like the subject matter that they were actually talking about. Dragon Ball was heavily edited. It removed a lot of the blood, a lot of the cursing and stuff like that. So yeah, it's a Japan has different censorship limitations.
Yep. And our last super chat of the day. I hear that I'm breaking up on the audio. Forgive me if I am. Marvin,
you're fine now. You just warp her a little bit.
Okay. England DG for $5. Editing media parent. Ha! You are not alone. My dad did the same on our beta. It wasn't until I was in my 30s that I knew Top Gun had a love scene. Top Gun is a very, I'll say the characters in Top Gun are very thirsty people. So,
Yes, they are.
I watched, I was more familiar with Maverick by the time that I watched Top Gun again.
Mhm.
And I was surprised at how, and there's a romance subplot in Top Gun Maverick. He's just kind of they're all kind of horn dogs in Top Gun.
Right.
So, all right. Well, we have reached the end of our show today. I had some fun. Marvin
I did
also. Too. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for confirming. This is always a fun part of the week. It's kind of our wind down stream for a long week of covering the news as intensely as possible. Even though it is theme parks, it is culture itself. Sometimes it can get a little strange. So I appreciate everybody who shows up to these streams. You're like you are the That Park Place audience. You're not necessarily showing up for we're covering the hot topic. You're showing up. I feel like this is a show where you're showing up for me and Marvin, and I appreciate all of you for doing that. And I appreciate our mods as well.
Yes.
So I just want to say thank you so much. We're trying to figure out if we can do a show next week with MegaCon on. It may not happen, or we may need to do something alternate. But thanks for your patience to do that. If not, we'll maybe try to make it up some other way to the audience. And if you haven't done it, you should go over, subscribe to M4 Empire and M4 Gaming so you can keep up with
M4 Empire Gaming.
M4 Empire Gaming. Sorry. And of course, if you haven't done it, consider subscribing to That Park Place for all the news that should be fun.